The Interior Minister has warned that there could be fire and blood, in other words, violence today, as there was last Thursday. For now, it's incredibly peaceful, but we'll just have to see how it pans out.
Of course, women are more likely to have children, to go on maternity leave, etc. So it's also a sexist reform which pisses me off.
But when you look around Europe, for example, every other country has got a retirement age that's beyond 64, so why should France be an exception?
Because we're supposedly a nation where we have a strong welfare state, and this is something that Macron's government has been disrupting for 4 years.
You can hear the drums beating. These are the different unions who are all against this pension reform, and for the first time in a long time have all joined forces, from the most militant to the more moderate CFDT, and they have their own security force, so you won't be finding trouble in this part because they protect themselves.
Il faut que le gouvernement arrête d'ignorer ce qu'on appelle les corps intermédiaires, les associations, les syndicats, etc. Et puis voilà, il faut se remettre au travail.
Vous craignez des violences?
Ça peut, mais on ne peut pas faire d'omelette sans casser deux. Hein.
There's a lot of chanting here saying we are here, whether Macron likes it or not, we are here. These are people who say they are yellow vests. As you probably know, in 2018, yellow vests had many protests around France against a green fuel tax, which then went very violent. And the result of those protests was that Macron handed out about 10 billion euros to kind of calm things down. And if the yellow vests were to rise up again, that could cause some major problems for Macron.
Yeah, mathematically speaking, it's logical, but there are other ways to solve this problem, like taxing super profits and very rich people.
Just a few seconds ago, some vandals, black blocs or others, have smashed the window to this a supermarket outlet here called Leclerc. The front window is completely smashed. This is the start of what may be some violent scenes, or it may just be some sporadic violence. Some bangers are being let off from various fireworks. So what's the difference between the way the French thing in the UK? Because you're half French, half Scottish.
Yeah, well, I've lived most of my life in France, but I can see a bit of difference. Is like French people express their anger a lot easier, and like there's less understanding. Like whereas in Britain and America, like the fourth power is like repressed most of the time. Whereas in France, the fourth power is most of the time is the streets. Like every big change that happened in France, socially, politically, came from the streets. To some extent, going and protecting a way of life and a way of retiring is also protecting the very core of the French identity to me.
France's Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin did promise today potentially blood and fire. We haven't seen any blood, thankfully, but we're certainly seeing a bit of fire here. The problem is it could actually explode at any moment, so people are trying to get away from it. The smell is pretty strong, but this is just an epiphenomenon, I would say. For now, mainly, the demonstrations have been incredibly peaceful.
We have been very patient. We've tried to talk, to imagine solutions and everything, but nothing happens. So what's the way out? Violence, that's it. And I'm not for it, but I don't know.
The police have been standing back all day. They finally decided to charge, and it's now we're getting clashes. We've got some black blocs there who seem to be getting hold of anything they can in the street, and it's really very violent. Famous last words. I was saying that the demonstration was going peacefully. As you can see, that's no longer the case. We've got a wall of anti-riot police here. who have just charged a bunch of Black Blocs who hurled bottles, paving slabs at them, paint. They set fire to a bin that exploded. And just a few seconds ago, the police just turned to us and actually pointed what appeared to be a flashball with rubber bullets or a stun grenade towards us. I think they were scared that some Black Blocs are going to come out of the side street, but they're extremely on their guard here, and now they're blocking the streets here. So, you know, it's getting more and more tense. A serious volley of fireworks have just been thrown into the police. It's really anarchic at the moment. There are large paving stones being thrown around, and it's really quite dangerous. It's difficult to know from where all these things are coming. It's really anarchic, but it's quite frightening. And all of a sudden, the police fired tear gas canisters right into the middle of the crowd here, and people just ran for cover. And you know, I've got some goggles on. It's really stings the eyes, and as a result, the unions are having to move back, and it's getting a little bit chaotic again. So normally the unions have their own security system that usually stops this sort of thing happening, but today that's not working fully. Well, I was saying earlier, there are a lot of young people in this demonstration, and here we have a students' union, and they are chanting, what we want is a general strike. Whether or not that's going to happen is another matter, and that's what they're chanting right now.
I think he's not going to change his mind.
No.
But maybe we will be
forced to change.
Yeah.
As it was when we 4 years ago go in the street for the Gilets jaunes, the yellow jackets, and we won a bit, but we won.
And 3 years ago there was a protest for exactly the same reason, and the government was forced to stop it. And we are hoping that it's going to be the same, but the government, we don't have to be, you know, a knave, because we have to understand that